Hey folks, welcome to Tuesday, the 11th of January 2022. Let's talk crypto. It's been a dismal 8 weeks for the crypto space. Let's get over to these charts and have a little gander at what's been going on. And of course, big boy for us all to be looking at is Bitcoin. So what do we see? Well, I decided to just look at weekly bars on these assets, because really, it's the best way to zoom out and have a look at what's going on, right? So, um, here we are, Bitcoin 40,000, holding a little bit of an offer or a bid here. Undo, delete. All right, so yeah, we're really coming into an area here on Bitcoin. There's the 40,000 marker. I think at market we're just about 41,877. There is a range that we're working in here on Bitcoin. Let me tighten that up again. So this is the range. It's 28,157s up to in and around 40,891.5 here. Okay, so and the 40k marker set in here. So really, I think there is generally support at the top of this range. You're seeing that with trade on the week so far. Any offers down into that 40k have been bought up so far. I think we're stuck here in a place where we can, we're sandwiched in, but easily we can launch back into above. I think it's really it's not a good story should we start to break down even further into this range. If I was holding Bitcoin, which I'm not, but I'd be taking a scale in here. If I'm a long-term holder, I'd be taking another scale in here, looking for that upside relief and into probably what will be new all-time highs in probably 3 to 6 months. And also then having a stop on that below 40,000, like maybe 38 or what have you. And then looking to tear in again down the bottom 28,157s. There's, you can talk all day long fundamentally about what's happening here. Kazakhstan apparently was offline, and a lot of their miners, there's apparently 64% of the miners are now in Kazakhstan. Go figure, right? So, um, you know, is that why we're down here? I don't know. I don't think so. I think generally there's just a little bit of scaling out on these highs, a lot of liquidity through 2021 into those highs, and so people taking profits. You got to remember that there were people that were kind of really deep long into what was the kind of deck 2020 region and around here. Sorry, and then January 2021, right? So I think a phenomenal amount of Bitcoin was bought in 2021 alone. Stimulus checks between all these global economies, people just getting on board in that asset. I know quite a few people who don't trade, but they did allocate stimulus money into Bitcoin. So that big 100,000 does loom up above here, albeit seeming very, very far away at the moment. Let me get my Bitcoin chart back up. Get that back up there. Okay. Something else we want to look at is Ethereum, right? So we're trading in around here in Ethereum, 31.15s, I think, on the weekly bars. A bit more organized. Here we go. So essentially, 5,000 marker, haven't achieved that on the upside. That's ETH to the USD. I think we could easily come down a bit more, say to 24s on Ethereum before we pick up some buyers, some serious buyers. At the moment, we're supported by the highs going down to back to the around late May 2021, and that also held the bid in September 2021. So we did have a nice inflection up here, and we're just pulling back. I think you'd have to be a buyer on 24s really here, given the trend, to then target up on the 5,000. So you're doing 100% on your money on that trade. this is not trading advice or investment advice, really. This is just me fleshing out the markets to make you contextually aware of where they're at, right? So I'm not advising people to do anything on these videos. So caveat that, right? So that's Ethereum. I still think it's looking pretty good. I mean, I still don't see any major weakness in this. I mean, obviously, if we break down below 24s and we're then, just get this chart back up, and then we're then looking at this area below 20 or 2000 and 2040s in around here, which was the highs achieved back in early February 2021 before we got massive liftoff. Well, I still think the market's supportive above 2000. Really, I do, really do, on Ethereum. So that's it. Doge, yeah, it's not a fun story for the bag holders here. Really, anyone buying into the massive upside that we saw in May 2021. I think we had what 800% up days on Doge. Well, you're sitting on that P&L wash back down into your face right now. I think there is support on Doge down at the bottom of this range, spot 1050s. That's Doge to the USD, spot 1050s. So I do have a holding in this. I'm really down here at about, I think, spot fives. This is lottery ticket money. It's not really part of my business, if you like, of trading. But I'm happy to hold this in here, see how this range trades, and probably buy a little bit more on the bottom of the range, see if we can rally to the top up at spot 38.78. Let's see. But really, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do until we trade the bottom of the range or the top. I think very hard to create significant news in these markets. When it's just purely technical trading. Stellar, again, working in the range. Working down in the range. Low spot 17.30s. That's Stellar, €2. Top of the range. It's all trading out quite technically here. That's actually just behind my head on the feed, and we can make that a lot bigger here so you can see this range into play. There you go. So you can see back here, say in June and July, really the bottom of that range, pulling in the buyers, good place to buy, and then they are getting paid out on the top of this range and working into that this little shelf area up here, which is at 35.61. So what I mean. Look, there's a lot. I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth about about crypto and news and la la la. Right? There isn't really from someone who trades capital markets day to day, right? Every single day, there is significant news that will move the markets, that has to move the markets because there are things fundamentally shifting, right? Every day, interest rates, central bank policy, um, company earnings, bank earnings, these things do shift where the strength and weakness is occurring on the tape. Whereas with crypto assets, really, there isn't that much going on, and the significant news and data events that are occurring, really, it all happens in the background, and it's not known to most market participants. Right, this is a huge retail space, and the significant news is not out there for retail traders to have access to. Whereas with capital markets, like capital futures markets, for example, that news is available. We use news services to have access to all of the significant, fundamentally shifting data events and policy events and supply and demand changes in commodities, for example. We don't have that in crypto. And so a lot of the moves in crypto are really driven by brokerages that make money whether you trade on the long or the short side. Because net, they just want you to trade and they'll make money. Whether you go long, short, flatten out, or start staking or something like that, right? So this is the reason why the significant shifts actually happen at technical areas more so than at these, like Elon tweeted this or that, right? And so that's why these assets trade more technically than anything else, okay? Because, cheap is at the low of the range, expensive is at the high. Simple, right? Simple. There is nothing more constant in this world than buy low, sell high, buy low, right? So, here we have Ripple again, pull back to the top of this range. A little bit respect there. Top of the range. Look at the buying coming in here that we had in the week of the 28th of November last year, 2021. Nice little buy there, and really a significant percentile gain for the buyers in the bottom there. 37.32% pullback on Ripple to euro. What else do we want to look at here? I mean, these are, I would be seeing a lot of strength in Ripple as it holds above this spot 54.50s. And then HBAR as well. HBAR is a pretty decent Bitcoin hedge, if you like. And, Bitcoin down, HBAR up. HBAR up, Bitcoin is, Bitcoin is down. So, I mean, you have to be aware that if HBAR is going to develop strength while Bitcoin is staying where it is, that's indicative that there is actually a fundamentally positive shift happening in the HBAR coin rather than it outperforming Bitcoin from a fundamental perspective. Okay, so I think HBAR is a fantastic project. It's got a huge amount of top tier backers on it. The NHS, Google, a lot of people use HBAR for data transmission and security. Link, yeah, it's not exciting, but I think with Link here, we have come off with the low of this range, which was put in on the 21st of Feb 2021. Went offered off of there on this 4th of July 21, but came back in and then held over since late November all the way through to here. So I think target easily 30.45 linked to the euro. And whether we get an all-time high out of this inflection, we'll see. But this should push and then attempt to hold on the top of the range over the coming weeks. And that's when you would probably tier in for more longs if you see the support coming in top of this range. Make sure this is above my head so you can see it here. You're looking for a tier in. If we push above, show some strength on the pullback, tier in for more upside, and all-time high target 43.68 above there. So I'm going to leave these arrows on my link chart for the coming weeks. But I'd love to be able to do a daily update on crypto, but really there are not enough changes or significant shifts for me to do that this time. So MATIC is a fantastic project. There's a much lower range on this, and we are trading quite strong relative to the baseline here. So MATIC I think it's trading at about 1.89s to the euro. The all-time high was taken out there actually. So it looks like in November. To the all-time high, 2.5854s. Elam, of course, is a big MATIC fan on the elite team. He's more of a crypto trader. And we might have him on for a check-in on the crypto space coming soon. Delete off some insignificant stuff here on the left. So that's it on the MATIC space. All right, so that's it for a look at the crypto space from me. Some harsh truths maybe, but please do click and subscribe. Hit the like button on our channel on YouTube, and do join us on the Discord channel where we're looking at these markets and more every single day. All right, have a good week. Talk to you later. Cheers.